You're watching Rurouni K95's horror movie review for is Child's Play. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. So today we're decided to do another 80s horror movie which is directed by Tom Holland, who's known for Fright Night. For today's horror movie review, which is Child's Play. Child's Play is a 1988 American horror film directed and co-written by Tom Holland and produced by David Christianer from a story by Don Mancini, because it's the first film in the Child's Play series and the first installment to feature the character Chucky. It features Catherine Hicks, Dana Monoff, Chris Sarandon, Alex Vincent, Brad Dourif, Tommy Swerdlow, Raymond Oliver, and Jack Colvin, who is known for The Incredible Hulk, which we'll get to more about Jack Colvin in a bit. On the night of November 9th, 1988, Charles Lee Ray, a fugitive and serial killer, is chased by homicide detective Mike Norris through the streets of Southside Chicago. After Mike shoots Charles several times and accomplice Eddie Capto panics and drives away in the getaway vehicle without him, Charles breaks into a toy shop. Realizing that he is dying, Charles vows revenge on Eddie and Mike before performing a Haitian voodoo spell on a good guy's doll, causing the store to be struck by lightning and explode. Mike survived the explosion and re-enters the shop, only to find Charles Lee Ray's dead body and the doll. The following day, widow Karen Barkley unknowingly purchases the doll, which now calls itself Chucky, from a homeless peddler as a birthday gift for her 6-year-old son, Andy Barkley. Later that evening, Karen's best friend Maggie Peterson babysits Andy while Karen is working late at Carson Prairie Scott. After Maggie finds Chucky sitting in front of the television, turned to an evening newscast about Charles Lee Ray. After Andy's bedtime and returns the doll to bed, she is hit in the face with a hammer by an unseen assailant and falls out the window to her death. The police search the apartment and Detective Norris seems Andy a suspect before going back to bed. Andy claims Chucky killed Maggie. Karen angrily tells the police to leave. The next morning, Chucky orders Andy to skip school and take the Chicago L downtown to get revenge on Eddie. While Andy is distracted, Chucky sneaks into Eddie's house and kills him by causing a gas explosion. Andy is once again deemed a suspect and is placed into a psychiatric hospital after again claiming that Chucky is responsible for the murder. At dusk, Karen attempts to throw the good guy's box in the garbage. While reading the box, a pack of batteries dropped out, and Karen realizes that Chucky has been functioning without them. Unnerved, Karen starts a fire and threatens to burn Chucky alive, causing him to violently spring to life in her arms. He insults and assaults her before scampering from the apartment. Karen runs after him, but the doll escapes. Shortly after, Karen runs into Mike outside the police station. After Mike distrusts her, Karen seeks out the peddler for more information, only for him to attempt to sexually assault her. Mike shows up just in time to pull the peddler off her, and together they force him to admit he took the doll from the demolished toy store after Charles Lee Ray was killed. Karen again tries to convince Mike that the doll is alive, but he refuses to believe her. He insisting that he killed Charles Lee Ray. Mike drives home that night. Chucky suddenly springs from the back seat and attempts to choke and stab him from behind. Mike crashes the car and fires a shot at Chucky, which capably bleeds and causes pain. Having thought he was more immortal as a doll, Chucky is forced to flee. After Mike and Karen reconcile, they decide to speak with John, Dr. Death Bishop, Chucky's former voodoo instructor. Chucky gets there first and confronts John about why the spell didn't make him immortal. John tells Chucky that the longer he stays in the doll, the more human he will become. Chucky demands that John helps him reverse the spell, but John refuses, claiming that Chucky has perverted the voodoo religion. Chucky then tortures John with the voodoo doll until he reveals the solution, which is for Chucky to transfer his soul into the first human he revealed himself to, which he would be Andy. Chucky stabs the voodoo doll, fatally injuring John. Shortly after he leaves, Karen and Mike arrive and discover the gruesome scene before dying. John tells them although Chucky is a doll, his heart is fully human at this point and vulnerability to fatal injury. Chucky arrives at the hospital where Andy is being held, but Andy escapes from the murderous doll by hiding in an operated room. Dr. Ardmore, played by Jack Colvin, finds him and attempts to sedate him before Chucky kills the doctor with an electroshock machine. Andy runs home, followed by Chucky, who knocks him unconscious with a baseball bat. Chucky prepares to possess him, but Karen and Mike arrive to stop the process. Chucky emerges and assaults Mike, brutally slashing his leg before Karen intervenes and tosses the doll into the fireplace. Andy drops a lit match in the burning Chucky alive. Karen and Andy leave the room to help Mike, but a charred Chucky escapes the fireplaces and chases Andy Barkley. Karen dismembers Chucky with a gun, and Chucky is again presumed to be killed when he stops moving. Mike's partner, Jack Santos, arrives at the apartment and calls an ambulance for Mike's injuries. However, Jack refuses to believe the trio's story until Chucky's body bursts in through an air vent to strangle him with his remaining arm. During the strangle, Mike shoots Chucky in the heart, finally killing him. As the ambulance arrives, Mike is taken outside by Karen and Jack. Andy takes a parting glance at Chucky's charred corpse before shutting the door. And that's how you end this movie, with a looking at a charred body of a burned doll, and then you close the door afterwards before the credits roll in Child's Play. According to the interview with Mental Floss, screenwriter Don Mancini first conceived the concept while studying as a film major at the University of California in Los Angeles. He claimed to have inspired by consumerism, the Cabbage Patch Kids, Trilogy of Terror, and the Twilight Zone episode Living Doll. The film's executive producer, David Christianer, would produce all 7 films in the Chucky series. Claimed in the same interview that he wanted to make a film about a killer doll after reading the Dollhouse Murders. The director, Tom Holland, also affirmed that the My Buddy Dolls played a role in Chucky's design. Speaking of which, this is the first Chucky movie to feature Jack Colvin, who's known for television, Jack Colvin. He's known for his roles in television in his career, such as The Dean Martin Show, Ed Sullivan Show, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, as well as television programs Switch, The Rockford Files, The Murder She Wrote, The $6 Million Man, Kojak, The Bionic Woman, Scorpio, Rooster Cogburn, Exo-Man, Embryo, The Crazy World of Julius Vorder, The Terminal Man, The Stone Killer, The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean, Hickey and Boggs, Jeremiah Johnson, and he's also famous for the role as the tabloid the investigative reporter Jack McGee in the 1982 television series The Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno, which I'll plan on reviewing the Incredible Hulk series soon at one point. And he's also in The Incredible Hulk Returns. Forgot to mention that. So the thing about Child's Play, in Mancini's original script, Blood Buddy, the doll would have been filled with fake blood that would allow it to bleed if played with roughly, and would come alive after Andy mixes his own blood with the doll's. The doll would have represented Andy's suppressed rage and would have targeted his enemies. Mancini's original script would have been a whodunit story, which dealt with the effects of advertising and television on children. Child's Play was filmed in Chicago, Illinois for on-location scenes. The Chicago landmark, the Brewster Apartments, located at Diversity and Pine Grove, served as the location of the apartment where Andy Barkley and Karen lived and is pictured on the film's poster in studio film. Filming took place at Culver Studios in Culver City, California. Chucky's full name, Charles Lee Ray, is derived from the names of the notorious killers such as Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray. Maggie's death was originally going to be electrocution while taking a bath, but because the idea was abandoned, but it was later used for Tiffany's death in Bride of Chucky. But now, if this was Seed of Chucky, then I would have not done a rant on Seed of Chucky. But I decided to do a review on Child's Play, which came out in 1988, because it's directed by Tom Holland, who did... Oh, yes. Child's Play was originally released on VHS in North America by MGM UA Home Video on April 25th, 1989, which is probably within a year after its film release, because Child's Play was produced on a budget of $9,000 million. The film was released on November 9th, 1988 in 1,377 theaters, opening at the the first out of the other 12 films that were showing this week with $6,583,963. The film went gross at the U.S. box office with an additional overseas for a worldwide total of a lot of money for this movie. On October 18th, 2016, Scream Factory and MGM re-released the film in a brand new collector's edition Blu-ray. On October 3rd, 2017, the film was re-released once again on DVD and a Blu-ray and the box set for the respective formats, containing all 7 Child's Play movies. So that's probably my review on how the production of Child's Play has went. Speaking of which, there is the controversy, which we'll get to more about for my review on Child's Play 3. So that's going to be it for my review on Child's Play, you guys. Thanks for watching, but before we go, here's a quick thoughts. This is the first Chucky movie that I get to do a review since the dawn of YouTube. That's why. Because I haven't done a review of Child's Play until now. Hope subscribe for content. My anime planet link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter and Facebook. If you have a Twitter and Facebook account, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please leave it in the comments on any suggestions of which horror movie should I review for the next horror movie review, because I get to do a review on Child's Play. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my other previous videos that I uploaded as well. That's all I have to say. So like, subscribe, favorite, comment, share on your social media pages on Facebook and all of social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please leave it in the comments about this movie in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my other previous videos that I upload as well. And that's all I have to say. So stay tuned for my next horror movie review, because I'll be doing some horror movie reviews at some point. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my horror movie review on Child's Play. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon for the next horror movie review, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my horror movie review on Child's Play.